Hello everybody, Tyrone TG3 here. Pokemon Horizions, episodes 24 and 25. These episodes are titled Reunion at the Old Castle and Rivals in the Moonless Night. Although I think there was a moon in there, I don't freaking know. Point is though, these two episodes, holy crap, these are the finale to season 1 of Pokemon Horizons. I gotta say, what two episodes. I was more specifically episode 25. 25 felt really long, but good long. Like, I was so scared they were gonna abruptly end it on a cliffhanger or something. No, they like did everything they needed to do. Like, they got everything they needed to get done. And honestly, I respect it. I really respect it. They got all of like the necessary parts going. So basically Liko and Roy and Freed are headed off to the castle. But I do have a slight peeve about this that I want to talk about. I don't like that, and hopefully they change this in the next season. I don't like that Freed is the primary person they go with whenever they're wanting to do something that's relatively important. I would love if they would go to super heavy plot related stuffs and mix and match the crew a little bit. Because it feels like, well, this episode is slightly more important than like all the other episodes we've done so far. So obviously I have to go. Meanwhile, the rest of y'all just stay on the ship until we get back, right? Like, it just feels very much like they're throwing that cast away for filler episodes or episodes where the stakes are lower, and I don't like that. Especially considering the fact that the last time they were in a plot-related episode, they ended up getting their butts kicked by Team Explorers in like a second. And I don't really like that. It's like, oh, Murdoch and Marley and Orla, they all show up. And when they show up, they get bodied by Team Explorer members. Well, obviously, the solution would be to have them fight against more opponents so that they can get stronger, like relatively get better. But no, they don't. They end up getting squashed one time, and then we never see them in any important things. We mostly see them in like gimmicky episodes, like, oh, I was a chef and this one guy was a chef, and now we don't like each other anymore because Al Creamy chose to make my treats taste better. Like, while I like that as a way for development, it's terrible by making the crew a part of the actual meat of the plot. And like Dot, like, yeah, I get that Dot is supposed to be in her shell, but this really felt like she should have been a part of it too. I'm sorry. Like, Dot was already involved in a major Team Explorers plot, and it's already revealed that Dot has sort of come out now. She's like out there, and she's fighting with them as the three that have starters, Quaxley, Sprigatito, and Fuecoco respectfully. So she's out there fighting with the crew. I let the Moltres fight go, but this really needed to be something she was involved in. She already fought with Team Explorers once. She fought with Spinel. So honestly, I felt it was really weird that she missed out on the finale. It felt like the show was building up to getting these three particular characters together, because one, they had the starters for Paldea, and two, the three worked together. We've already seen it happen. So I don't know. We just get another Freed versus Amateo fight. And honestly, this is like the 5th Freed versus this is the 6th. This is like the 6th or 7th Freed versus Amateo fight. And I'm just like, oh my god. Okay. Thankfully, this one looks good. And honestly, I think Amateo did a really good job in this one, using the Phantom Force to get hit on purpose to activate the break armor ability so that it can get faster and stronger. That was pretty good. I don't really care for the being able to terrestrialize outside of Paldea thing. Because then the reason I don't care for that is because, like, now it makes it feel like, well, then what's stopping Freed from using terrestrialization anywhere? And I want to tell myself it's because Terapagos is nearby. That's what I want to tell myself. But the issue is they never explain that, and Freed never shows that he has to wait to do that. Like, they never address it back. Freed never goes, I'm surprised I was actually able to terrestrialize in that fight. Normally, terrestrialization doesn't work in anywhere outside of Paldea, but for some reason, my Terra orb started glowing, so I took the advantage. He never retroactively thinks about that moment. He does it as if he knows he can do it, which means terrestrialization can exist outside of Paldea, unless the drawback is terrestrialization can only be charged in Paldea. Then we've got a situation on our hands, but the show hasn't shown that that's the case yet. But I do like the idea that each gimmick stays in its respective region, with the exception of Mega Evolution, which can realistically hop anywhere, and Z Crystals if you have them. But Dynamax and Terrestrialization are two gimmicks that I felt have to be restricted to their areas, because outside of their areas, I don't know, they just feel out of place. But I'll let it go. It's a good move. He turned into a Dark-type Pokemon to counter Ceruledge, so it's a good... I'll let it slide. And again, the fight is fine, so I let that one go too. I do like the two people that show up. I'm going to have to look up their names, and I apologize. Their names are Onyx and what was the other girl's name? Sango. Onyx and Sango. I find it very funny that there's a guy named Onyx in the world of Pokemon. Onyx. And he doesn't have a fucking Onyx. That bugs me too. Like that would be the perfect moment for him to be like, Onyx. Onyx is Onyx used. But they don't do it, and I'm like, whatever. And instead, he's got, what's that thing called? Garganacl? And it uses that move, Purifying Salt, and all the Pokemon start, like, salt crystallizing, and it looks morbid as hell. It looks very morbid. Like, the Pokemon that are living inside of what's her name's castle, inside of Lico's grandmother's castle, they're like Diana's castle, they're like crystallizing up, and they're like dying on the scenes, and it's horrific. It's very horrific. And then Sango, she comes in, and she's like the Yandere, and honestly, having a Yandere in Pokemon is very interesting to me. And the fact that she uses like the Erex, and it like blows up. I like it. I like it. Pokemon needed a wild card crazy chick. I feel like Pokemon never really had one. Or if they did, it was a very obscure character that was nowhere near as important as this. So kudos Horizions. You managed to make some interesting characters. Onyx, he sort of has the exact same personality as a rock, which is funny. But Sango was a welcomed joy. I love that her gimmick is that she can snap at a moment. I like that Captain Pikachu showed up right on time too. That was pretty cool. We also learned from Diana that Lucius, the guy who has all the ancient Pokemon, turns out he had a Lapras, a Galarian Moltres, Entei, Rayquaza, what's that damn thing called? Cleaver, thank you. Cleaver and Arboliva. He had those 6 Pokemon in his arsenal. I'm not sure how they're going to meet Cleavor, but at this point it's very clear Pokemon that belong to Lucius can just sort of exist in the world. They're giant and they're anomalies, so makes sense. They're like the Titan Pokemon. I'll let it pass. I don't see any real issue with that. It's just going to be a fetch quest to get the remaining, 3? Or the remaining 4, I guess, because they already have Arboliva and Moltres. They need to get Rayquaza, Entei, Lapras, and Cleavor. So that'll be it. And we also learned that Terapagos, we had learned its official name, Terapagos. We know that it's called Terapagos now. They still, on the websites, they still label Terapagos as wild, but it's Lico's. Come on now. Like, it's officially Lico's Pokemon. They describe that Terapagos has a different look, which that's obvious. Hatena reacting to Terapagos' feelings was pretty good. I like that. Their interactions were really good. I like that, they were able to put up a fight against the other 2 Team Explorers, Konia and Zer. Problem is, they whoop them a little too fast, especially Konia. Like, she's down, 2-0 on Liko? Like, Liko's been kicking her ass. And I'm just like, what? No, she's 0-2. And I'm just like, come on, you can do better than that. Also, she has a Skarmory, which has a quad resistance to Sprigatito. Why isn't she just using the Skarmory? Pokemon. Sometimes, while I love Pokemon Horizions and I love the fact that it's a different series than the original Pokemon series, Pokemon anime still gonna do some Pokemon anime shit, and it's very obvious when you see it. So, yeah, there's some good, some bad, but overall, as far as the finale, I'm definitely giving that an 8.5 out of 10, maybe even a 9, just because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the lore that we were getting, and I do enjoy the stakes in the battle. I like that the old man shows up, and he actually had communications with Diana before. That old man being a Hamber, he ends up talking with Diana, and they have some history together. And back then, the Team Explorers used to be good guys, and then they turned into bad guys, which has like a mystery in and of itself on it. So yeah, I like that. I like the use of those things. I like how those things all sort of pan out. So that's very good. It makes things very interesting to look at. So with that being said, though, honestly, I think these were some really good episodes for finale episodes. The next episode is already out, and I technically can watch it. I just wanted to go ahead and review these two episodes together because one, they're both the finale to the first arc of Pokemon Horizons, and two, I wanted to go ahead and end it off there because I wanted to start off fresh with the new arc. But with that being said, that new arc and that episode is titled, give me one second, that one's titled Terapagos' Adventure. That it's literally titled Terapagos' Adventure, and that's episode 26. So with that being said, I will see you all then. Tyrone TG3 out.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I need to watch that. That's a bunch of damn Yes! Yeah, we can't make it. Yeah, we're not Sonic. We're not. I come in with blue eyes. I got something for your blue eyes, boy. I took this personal. Bam. Yes.